These next couple of months are going to expose the difference between people who say they want to go pro in Fortnite and the ones who actually do it. And I'm going to be straight with you from the beginning. If you can't sit through this entire video and genuinely follow the routine I'm about to give you, then you probably don't have what it takes. Because if 10 minutes of focused attention already feels exhausting, how do you expect to survive 10 hours of disciplined grinding every single day when nobody's hyping you up and nothing feels exciting? Going pro in 2026 isn't about luck anymore. It's not about hoping the meta favors you, waiting for one pop-off tournament, or copying a pro's settings and thinking that fixes everything. Everyone has access to information now. Everyone knows the basics. The difference is discipline, structure, and who shows up the same way every single day regardless of motivation, mood, or their recent results. Most players don't fail because they're bad, they fail because they're inconsistent. This routine is that separator. If you actually follow it, you'll be ahead of most of the competitive scene. If you don't, you'll blend in like everyone else who almost made it. So lock in and let's hop right into it. Step 1 is the reset. And this is where real improvement actually begins. Before you grind harder, you need to reset smarter. Take a minimum of 1 full day off and a maximum of 3. Ideally, no video games at all. If you absolutely need to play something, fine, but no Fortnite. This is not falling behind. This is preparation. Fortnite is not just a mechanical game, it's a constant decision-making simulator. Every second you're processing audio cues, predicting enemy movement, tracking zones, managing mats, reading opponents, and making micro decisions under pressure. When you overload that system for too long, performance doesn't drop instantly, it erodes quietly. You felt it before. Early in a grind, everything feels smooth, your aim is clean, your edits feel automatic, your confidence is through the roof. But after days of non-stop play, you start hesitating, missing shots you normally hit, taking bad fights, rotating late, and second-guessing decisions. That's not you getting worse, that's just fatigue stacking without you realizing it. A short break clears that mental noise. Your mechanics don't disappear and your muscle memory doesn't reset. What goes away is autopilot gameplay, tilts, and the bad habits. You come back sharper, calmer, and more confident, and confidence is massive at a high level because it's what allows you to swing fights without hesitation and rotate with conviction. That reset is the foundation everything else is built on. Alright, step 2 is your warm-up, and this is the most important part of the entire routine. Your warm-up is not optional and it's not something you skip when you feel good. It is your entry into flow state. Flow is where your full potential comes out consistently, and it does not happen by accident. It happens when your brain and body are prepared the same way every single day, like a ritual. Your warm-up should always start with mechanics training, and this is where you use my creative mechanics map. This part isn't about sweating or proving anything, it's about waking up your hands and your brain at the same time and re-establishing clean movement, clean timing, and clean inputs. Smoothness always comes before speed. You're reminding your body how Fortnite is supposed to feel before pressure ever gets introduced. From there, you move into aim training. Flicks, tracking, shotgun accuracy, but not mindless shooting. You need intention in your practice. You need to pay attention to crosshair placement, control, and rhythm because aim is the backbone of every single fight you take. If your aim is off, your mechanics don't matter. After your aim comes edits, and this is where most players mess up. Speed means nothing if you're very inconsistent. Clean edits under control beat fast edits you mess up under pressure every single time. And that's why I just switched to EOR off, which is edit on release off, so that I can focus more on clean, consistent edits over speed. You want to focus on accuracy, timing, and flow so that your edits happen automatically in real fights without having a conscious thought about it. Then comes piece control, which is one of the biggest separators at higher levels in Fortnite. Piece control isn't about spamming builds, it's about controlling space and limiting your opponent's options. You're forcing your opponents into bad positions and mistakes, and once you understand this, fights start to feel slower because you're dictating instead of reacting. Now here's the part most players completely skip, and this is very crucial after warm-up. Creative mechanics mean absolutely nothing if they do not transfer. After mechanics training, you must apply what you just practiced into real game-like scenarios. That means zone wars, realistic 1v1s, PGs, or similar modes where decision-making, pressure, and positioning actually exist. This is where your aim, edits, and piece control connect under stress. You also need to rotate maps every single day. Do not play the same map repeatedly. Different maps force different angles, different fights, and different habits, which prevents autopilot and builds adaptability. If your mechanics only work in one environment, they don't actually work in any environment. This entire warm-up isn't just physical, it's mental. Doing the same structure every day tells your brain it's time to lock in, and that predictability is what makes flow repeatable instead of random. Alright, step 3 is ranked, and this is where most players waste a massive amount of their time. Ranked is not the goal, ranked is just a tool. You should be playing ranked with intention, not emotion. Limit ranked to 1 to 2 hours max per day. If you're short on time, even 30 minutes is enough. More ranked does not equal more improvement. Ranked's main value is fighting repetition. That's it. It is not meant to stimulate tournaments. Most ranked games don't even reach real endgames, so if you're playing ranked like FNCS, you're misusing it completely. Your goal is controlled aggression. You want volume, repetition, and exposure to as many fight scenarios as possible. Prioritize modes like reload for faster fights and higher reps, and use your BR when you specifically want to work on your game sense, rotations, and your awareness. Pros do not grind ranked endlessly. They play it for reps, not validation, because ranked is one of the fastest ways to burn out if you abuse it. Every ranked fight is practice. Off-spawn, mid-game, third parties, awkward box fights, and bad angles, and you want to stack enough of those reps so that nothing feels unfamiliar anymore whenever you're playing scrims or anything else. Before we move on, quick shout out to today's sponsor. If you're serious about your performance, Risen's tweaks are built specifically for competitive Fortnite in 2026. If you guys want to lower your input delay, have smoother performance, and get way more stable FPS, which actually matters at a high level, then use Risen's tweaks. A lot of competitive players are already using them, and the link is in the description and pinned comment, so use code FLOW for 15% off. All right. Step 4 is scrims, and this is where real game sense is built. Scrims are not about kills or clips, they are about survival, positioning, and pressure. Most pros use scrims to understand zones, map flow, and rotations, especially at the start of new seasons. Scrims teach you how the map actually plays, where congestion happens, how zones pull, and when rotations are safe or dangerous. After enough scrims, you stop gaining raw information and start gaining comfort under pressure, and that comfort transfers directly into tournaments. Your priority in scrims is staying alive as long as possible, conserving mats, taking smart rotates, and only fighting when you need refreshes. Scrims are rehearsal. How you practice is how you perform, and if you treat scrims casually, tournaments will feel overwhelming. And once again, the more scrims you play, the more you'll be used to pressure, and then when you're in low pressure fights, you'll be super confident, and when you're in high pressure fights, you will still be that confident, which means you will play better because you're just going to be way more chill about it. All right. Step 5 is consistency, and this is what turns everything into real improvement instead of random peaks of improvement. It's not about grinding more hours, it's about showing up the same way every single day. Same warm-up, same time block, same mindset. Most players only feel locked in every once in a while because every session is different. Different warm-ups, different expectations, different emotions. Consistency removes randomness. When your brain knows exactly what's coming, flow happens faster and lasts way longer. Consistency also applies to expectations. Some days you pop off, and some days you don't. But consistency means you don't chase kills after bad games, and you don't ego swing after good ones. You trust the process and let the improvement stack quietly. Step 6 is review and reflection, and I know you guys hate hearing this, but this is by far one of the most important things for trying to go pro. And this is the missing piece for most of you. Playing teaches you what happens, but reviewing teaches you why it happens. You don't need hours of VOD reviewing. 10 to 15 minutes is enough if you're intentional. 10 to 15 minutes a day is way better than just sitting at your screen and watching for an hour and not writing anything down. But if you sit at your screen and watch for 10 minutes and write everything that happens and all your mistakes, you can figure out what's wrong way faster. So you want to focus on your deaths, your bad rotates, your missed timings, and moments where you felt lost, and preferably focus on your scrims or your main fights in ranked. Another thing you need to track is the moments where you felt lost and look for patterns instead of blaming your mistakes. Once again, scrims give you pressure, ranked gives you reps, and review connects the dots. Over time, this sharpens decision-making massively and also protects you from burnout because instead of ending sessions frustrated, you end them with clarity of what happened and how you can play better tomorrow. And once you do that, then you're going to want to finish every session with a proper cooldown. Light free building, relaxed drills, stretching your hands, shoulders, and back, stepping away from the screen, and prioritize your sleep, please. 7 to 9 hours a night. If you're a growing teenager, get more than 9 hours of sleep a night, or you're just selling the bag. Recovery is also one of the most important parts of the grind, whether people want to admit it or not. And that's why we talked about the break at the start, because every 3 months you need a 1 to 3 day break from the game. At the end of the day, it's all on you. No routine works without commitment, and 2 weeks is more than enough time to change everything if you take this seriously. So follow the routine, stay disciplined, and you won't just blend into the lobby. You'll be the player people don't want to fight. Drop a comment with what you're starting first, leave a like if this helped, subscribe for more, use code FLOW in the Fortnite item shop, and check out Risen's tweaks if you want that extra edge in competitive gameplay. Lock in, guys. I love you all, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace, guys.